Octavia Prime is finally here, and what's a better way to kick out this new Prime access than a top tier Octavia Prime access giveaway? Now I have announced this in my recent video, but some were hesitant to join since Octavia Prime is not yet in the game. Just to make it clear, we creators are lucky to be given the chance to give away stuff to our community. Sometimes, it's handed earlier to us before the Prime access arrives. So, all the giveaways in this channel are legit, and you have a chance to win the Octavia Prime access by simply visiting the link I have provided in the pinned comment. But before doing so, let us discuss first one of the Prime weapon which came along with the Octavia Prime access, the Tenora Prime. Many did not believe that this signature weapon will not get a Prime version, but as you can see, it's now in the game and the design of it is absolutely amazing. But, is this weapon any good, or is it just a fancy Prime Mastery rank fodder? Let's find out. So the Tenora Prime packs a lot of critical chance and damage. In fact, its charge attack has a massive critical chance and damage, that it can be boosted to 100% critical chance with point strike, and 8.4 times critical damage multiplier when added with both hammer shot and vital sense. This gun also packs a lot of ammunition reserve, and the fire rate is very good. In addition to that, they also ramp up its status chance, making it a great hybrid automatic rifle. However, with the current slash-oriented meta, you may find the need of relying on hunter munitions to proc slash damage, since this gun is inclined in puncture damage. The only downside of using this gun for my part is its slow reload speed and charge time on the charge attack. However, that can be taken care of if you decide to equip a reload speed mod, or even an arcane in your Warframe. The charge rate could also be lower using fire rate mods like speed trigger and vial acceleration. Okay, now let's talk about builds. First off, the Star Chart missions build. There's really nothing fancy about the Tenora Prime when it comes to killing normal factions in the Star Chart. It's all about adding a lot of critical chance, damage, multi-shot, and in my case, I added the viral hunter munition setup with hammer shot in my build. Putting 2 dual status chance mods is good since it has high status chance value, and adding hammer shot is perfect since the weapon has both great critical and status chance value. If you prefer charge rate and high fire rate, then you can go with speed trigger. But for most cases, wherein you want to get the most damage from this weapon, then go with the hammer shot setup, but you will need to use a fire rate arcane in your Warframe. Against normal enemies, this weapon can shred their life easily. However, you will have to empty your magazine just to kill a level 150 corrupted heavy gunner with this build. You can always use this with Warframes that can strip armors, as Tenora Prime will definitely shred their health even if they are higher level enemies, but I won't advise this weapon for Steel Path missions. So what's the title about squad leader? Do you mean to say that Tenora Prime is the new meta for mastery rank fodder rifle? Not really. If you haven't guessed it yet, then this weapon is a possible meta breaker for Eidolon hunting. It has massive critical chance and damage, and its total damage is pretty decent to break the limbs of the Eidolons. In fact, charge attacks will take down terrorist limbs in 1 or 2 shots sometimes, given that you have stripped some armor with your Shattering Impacts ARPA, while using Volt with Shock Trooper and Mirage Eclipse ability. Now, I only tested this in solo plays, but probably it will be a lot better in team composition as you can provide more buffs to the gun like Harrow's critical chance bonus, or even Wisp's fire rate bonus. In terms of solo plays, you will need a reliable source of damage buff for this gun to make it work against Gantylist, and the Hydralist probably. In my case, I often use the primary fire instead of the charge attack in Gantylist fight onwards since Tenora Prime's charge attack takes a lot of time. Well, I'm not a super great Eidolon hunter myself, and only doing casual hunts and testings, so that is why I'm most certain that most of the great Eidolon hunters out there could make this gun work out. In terms of Riven, I don't think it will help a lot since the Riven disposition of this gun is bonkers. Now I only tried it with Volt, and it's really a super casual run since it's early and I just tested it for a couple of hours. I will get back to testing later, after I take care of some important stuff in real life, but if you are asking for the loadout I'm using, then here's is the build I'm using in my Volt. It's the same Eclipse and Shock Trooper setup that I'm usually using in my Eidolon hunts. For Tenora Prime, it's all about max critical and elemental damage. As you can see, I have Vigilante armaments not just for the damage boost, but also for the critical chance improvement since I have a vigilante mod in my vault, and as well as in my sentinel's weapon. This allows me to take advantage of the vigilante mod's set bonus, and somehow improve the critical chance of Tenora Prime each time it hits. Also, I got my trusty Sarper with the Shattering Impact mod for armor stripping, and of course, the Medurai Focus with Void Strike, and my trusty amp, Atom Bomb Baby, which is composed of Clamora, Proper, and Certus. You can try these in an Eidolon hunt, but as I've said, it was just an early stage testing and I have some difficulty surviving since I opt out with damage and just rely on Void mode for survivability. I have died like 2 times in the Gantialist fight, which is noob I know. For testing purposes, I think you would be safer with a Smite Infusion Chroma, or even an Eclipse or Raw Oberon with Smite Infusion. These two have better survivability, and more towards those players who are new to Eidolon hunting. So far, I can say that Tenora Prime may not be good in the usual Steel Path missions that I often dive in, which are crowded with enemies with high armor, but it sure is very fun to use in Eidolon hunting. I will surely test it more today. And next, I'm planning to review Tenora Prime in both Star Chart and Eidolon hunting too. The one for all Octavia Prime build will come later, so be sure to check out all the content I have in store for you lads. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to join the giveaway to get a chance to win an Octavia Prime access. Squad leader signing off.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future.